G'day gamers, VaderG here, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to try and answer a couple of questions about what value each tier 4 character brings to Alliance Battle Legend. Now, we've only had one season to go off so far, and that is the Fracture season in Alliance Battle Legend, what I've been doing with a couple of guys, so Eonix in ODS, Timo, who is in Alliance, AMV1, Awesome Mix 41, forgot the name of my own bloody alliance, how ridiculous is that? And kind of figuring out, because those guys have a few a lot of tier 4s, I'm kind of at the point where I've still only got 2 tier 4s, I've got Moon Knight and Iron Man tier 4, and I've been trying to figure out what is the best option for me moving forward to tier 4 my character. Now, initially I was going through this exercise very selfishly, thinking of myself, and then I started thinking, okay, there's a lot of other players who are into Alliance Battle Extreme who have the same the same 2 tier 4s as what I do with Moon Knight and Iron Man. Maybe I'll make a video about the other tier 4s, and then I sort of thought, okay, I might go even one step back and just try and roughly give a guide as to how much each tier 4 is sort of bringing, including Iron Man and Moon Knight, to Alliance Battle Legend. Now, I'm going to try and comment just a little bit on Alliance Battle Extreme as well, because, for example, Thor tier 4 brings quite a bit to Alliance Battle Legend, but he doesn't really bring anything to Alliance Battle Extreme because we already have Wanda, right? We already have her. Well, I'm assuming you have her, but I do. I have her really set up, and he doesn't really bring anything in terms of Alliance Battle Extreme. Now, some of these characters will bring stuff in terms of Alliance Battle Extreme. You know, I'm looking at well, obviously these two definitely do. So Iron Man and Moon Knight definitely do. It seems like for Speed Female Day, Black Widow might be bringing a bit to Alliance Battle Extreme as well. And so it's a kind of complicated puzzle. So anyhow, what have I done? I've created a spreadsheet, and hopefully this displays okay on screen because I'm running this through OBS Studio, and I know it sometimes doesn't capture screen very well. Now, if it's not capturing the screen great, then I will share a link. I'll share a Google link or something to this spreadsheet so you can actually pull it up yourself and, you know, rewatch the video, do whatever you want to be doing. Okay, so if we run through the spreadsheet, and I've sort of got the days here, right? So on the very first column, column A, I've got the number of days. So female speed human, we actually run that twice. Blast male villain, no restriction, yada, yada, yada. Now down the bottom, I'll do a bit of a summary. But first of all, I want to run through this top table and kind of just sort of let you know how I'm coming up with these numbers. So very first of all, Black Widow. Female speed human, the best tier 4 option is Black Widow. Effectively, she's the only tier 4 option in that category. She scores roughly 6.2 million. I have seen scores 6.5-ish. But what I'm doing with this score is I'm assuming that these tier 4s aren't overbuilt, because I'm not gonna max build Alliance Battle Extreme units and then max build Alliance Battle Legend units. Firstly, I don't have enough Odin's Blessings, and secondarily, this Alliance Battle Legend meta can get replaced so quickly, man. I mean, they release one every 2.5 weeks. I'm not going to overbuild because I just don't want to try and keep up with it. I don't want to have that pressure of stripping shit off him and all that sort of thing. Alliance Battle Extreme is enough. So I'm assuming that these Alliance Battle Legend scores are with a decently built tier 4 unit with a CTP of Rage, but maybe with only 4 to 6 Odin's Blessings and no double attack Odin's Blessings and that sort of thing. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of an idea of how these scores are, because you guys might be going, okay, yeah, I actually score more with Black Widow. Yeah, well, maybe you do, but maybe you have a max build as well. Okay, but let's get into it. Female speed human. So best tier 4 option, Black Widow. Her score roughly 6.2 million, could be 6.3, and like I've said down here in row 34, allow plus or minus 300k for scores. And I'm basing this on my account, right? You might be watching this going, I don't score anywhere near that. You might only have 5% pierce or something on your cards. You may not have cards with as high attacks as what I do. So this is all my account. And you can check my account out, IGN VaderG. I have 25% Pierce. And obviously, if you have lower Pierce, if you have lower stats, your score will be lower, but I'm expecting that the percentage in terms of increase will be roughly the same. So for example, Black Widow, Kamala Khan is the alternative here. I score 5.2 million with Kamala because I don't have tier 4 Black Widow. So that's roughly what, a 20% increase, right? So let's just say you're scoring whatever 3 million with Kamala Khan, then you might score 3.6 with Black Widow, something like that. So it's going to be some sort of order like that, I guess. I guess what I'm saying is I built this spreadsheet for me, not for anyone else, but I'm trying to actually roll it out so you guys might get some benefit out of it as well. Anyhow, on with the show. So Black Widow 6.2, Kamala Khan 5.2. The tier 4 score boost is therefore 1 million, so 6.2 minus 5.2, pretty easy. Tier 4 adds points to Alliance Battle Extreme as well. Yeah, it does. Because on certain seasons, particularly last season in Burn, it's not super easy to cap speed female with Makari. It's not super easy. You have to do that stupid swap play bullshit. So with Black Widow at tier 4, you don't have to do that. So she's going to add points to Alliance Battle Extreme. You run it twice, so you get double that. So you get 1 million once there, you get 1 million again there. Next day, Blast male villain. Okay, tier 4 Superior Iron Man scores around about 3.8 mil on my account. Tier 3 Mephisto, the way I've got him set up, scores roughly the same. No points boost. No restriction. The best character at tier 4 is Iron Man. Tier 4 Iron Man on my account scores somewhere between 7.8 to 8 million. The alternative is going to be probably tier 3 Iron Man or a different tier 4 who may score 6.5, or if you got Moon Knight, probably a bit more than that. So Iron Man's roughly going to bring 1.3 million on that particular day. Universal female is Wanda, and Wanda. There's no tier 4 alternative. Human female, we're back to Black Widow, and you can see I've kind of color coded these rows. Black Widow, human female, 6.5 mil. Kamala Khan, her score also bumps up 5.4 mil. You're going to get a 1.1 million score increase with Black Widow on that day. This is a brand new one and probably a little bit contentious. Combat villain male, Hulk or Carnage is probably where you're at. I think Hulk will probably score more, probably up around 6.5. Carnage around that 6.2. I don't have either of them on my account. So you'll see both are at tier 3 here. And so who I use is actually Kingpin and Juggernaut, and I do a bit of a swap play and that sort of thing. And I score 4.6 with tier 3 Fat Boy and Juggernaut. So the differential, 1.6 million. And these guys, Hulk and Carnage, do not bring any boost to the Alliance Battle Extreme matter. Okay, Blast Mutant Hero is obviously Storm. There's only one at this point in time. Storm, 5.8 million at tier 4. With my build here at tier 3, you're probably looking at around about 4 million. So the differential, 1.8 million at tier 4 for Storm. Now we're getting back into Black Widow. You can see on this spreadsheet how many times Black Widow is actually used. So Black Widow, a speed female team, 6.5 million. Now on the last season, Fraction, I haven't looked forward in any of these seasons, Makari was actually scoring around about 6 million. So whilst Black Widow is used a lot of times, the amount of points that she brings each time compared to her competitors in terms of Kamala Khan and Makari are not massive. So really probably a 0.5 million increase for each of these days, because this is another day where it's run twice. It's on reset day. Okay, so we'll jump down here. Male hero alien. We're back to Thor on this one, so I've color-coded Thor as purple. I have him at tier 3. My tier 3 score is around about 2.93 million. A tier 4 Thor is bringing around about 5.4 million. So that's a massive boost, right? So it's 2.5 million. Unfortunately, he is not really going to add anything in terms of Alliance Battle Extreme because Wanda outscores him in ABX. So yeah, big boost for Thor in particular. Then we're back to Storm again. So we got Storm 5.5 million, tier 4, 3.7 million for tier 3 on female mutant hero. If you don't have Storm's new uni, I think who is the best next? I don't know. I saw a bunch of scores with different options there, but I think Rogue is the next best on this day. But either way, if you don't have her uniform, Tier 4 Storm may not actually be a good option for you at all. But if you do have a uniform, she can get up to 5.5 million on that particular day. Universal Mail, we're back to Thor again. 6.2 million on Universal Mail Day. Alternative is Loki or Ghost Rider. And both of these guys, I actually find that my Ghost Rider scores a little bit better than Loki. For whatever reason, he just does. Even though Loki is way better built. And I'm scoring around about 3.7 million on that day. So once again, Thor Tier 4 brings a massive score bump, right? So he brings, again, 2.5 million. He's only got 2 days. So Human, Alien, Male, and Universal Male. And he's bringing 2.5 mil both days, which is pretty mammoth. Now we're down to Male Human Combat. Now we've got a plethora, an absolute plethora of people, of characters to choose from on this particular day. Moon Knight is the best. Okay, Moon Knight, or some may argue Tier 4 Hulk with Rage is better, but I'm not really sure why you would run Tier 4 Hulk with Rage. So I think Moon Knight is probably the best because you're already going to be using him for Alliance Battle Extreme. Hulk Tier 4 does not really bring anything to Alliance Battle Extreme, particularly if you've got Moon Knight in the mix. Carnage Tier 4 will score less than both of those. And basically I've gone, because I don't have either of those Tier 4s, my alternative option, if I didn't have Moon Knight at Tier 4, scoring 6.7 million, would probably be Tier 3 Moon Knight. Because I wouldn't Tier 4 someone to run second fiddle to another day. So, any unusual logic, I know, it's a little bit complicated, but hopefully you're getting something out of this anyway. But Moon Knight brings about 1.5 million. To be honest, I didn't even include him in my original calculations because I've already got him. And like I said, I was doing this for me. Down to no restriction, Iron Man, 7.8 mil. Probably any other Tier 4, you're probably looking at 6.5 million. Moon Knight, you'll look at a little bit more. Tier 3 Iron Man, maybe around about that same. So the score differential, 1.3 million for Iron Man. And Supervillain Alien, finally, you've got Loki. And, Loki is up against himself on that particular day. So I've got a CTP of Rage on him. He does score quite a bit more with a Brilliant Judgment. I only have one Brilliant Judgment, but I have been thinking about changing him over to a Brilliant Judgment. But regardless, there's no score increase on that day. Okay, so what does it all mean? Well, if we sort of stack them up and if we look at their incremental increases, so I'll put a bit of a formula in this cell, you can see up the top there. So Thor Tier 4 is bringing 5 million. If we're down in this table here now, guys. Thor Tier 4 is bringing 5 million at Tier 4. Does he contribute to Alliance Battle Extreme? No, he doesn't. So 5 million points Thor at Tier 4 is going to bring, which is pretty massive, really, considering he's only used twice. I think that's pretty damn special in terms of his increase, and certainly a tempting option in terms of Tier 4. Next MVP is Black Widow. Black Widow used a bunch of days. Her scores that she brings on each day are probably not as big as some of the other characters, but just due to the volume of days that she has used, she brings 4.1 million. The added bonus with Black Widow is, like I was saying before, on those days where Makari, so those speed female days, particularly in burn season, and I'll have to keep a bit of an eye on it on these other seasons, instead of Makari, Black Widow should cap pretty damn easily on those speed female days. So she's definitely going to bring points to Alliance Battle Extreme. So you need to take that into account when you're looking at her. Storm, 3.6 million increase, so significantly less than Thor and a fair bit less than Black Widow, considering Storm also does not bring any Alliance Battle Extreme points. And then we're kind of getting down to sort of the dregs here. When I'm saying dregs, all these characters are really good, right? And all of them have their place. And I haven't included Black Widow, I haven't included Venom, I haven't included Blue Dragon either in these calculations, but they also add points to a degree. Iron Man, 2.6 million in Tier 4 in ABL. In Alliance Battle Extreme, yes, a huge amount of points this guy adds in Alliance Battle Extreme, like a real lot. Hulk, 1.6 million. Pretty damn good, really, and considering his utility in PvP, he has to be a serious contender for a lot of players. He doesn't add anything to Alliance Battle Extreme. Carnage, adds about 1.6 million. If you were to compare him, say, with Kingpin or Juggernaut, he doesn't add anything to Alliance Battle Extreme, unfortunately, and that really sucks for him because I thought he would 100%. And Moon Knight, arguably my favorite character, finally adds about 1.5 million to male human combat, compared to probably his tier 3 self, and probably compared to he's going to add a little bit more compared to Hulk and Carnage as well, I would expect. But he does add a shitload to Alliance Battle Extreme. So not to be underestimated, that Alliance Battle Extreme. My whole approach to this whole thing is build for Alliance Battle Extreme first. So if they're useful for Alliance Battle Extreme, then you kind of go for that. And then if you can get some additional points for Alliance Battle Legend, then probably that's a secondary option in my opinion. But if we're talking about Alliance Battle Legend purely, then these are the, effectively this is the priority. Thor, Black Widow, Storm, Iron Man, Hulk, Carnage, Moon Knight, and then the others. Now, the big problem with Alliance Battle Legend, as I made mention a couple of videos ago, is that they can get replaced so freaking quickly, right? So quick. So you really need to guess who's most likely to be replaced first. Guys, I hope the video has helped. I know it's been a long haul. Like I said, I'll put a bit of a link to this spreadsheet somewhere. I hope it's turned out okay on the screen. I don't know for a fact, because I'm limited with what I've got to record the screen, right? So it's OBS Studio or nothing at this point in time, and I know it doesn't go real great with spreadsheets and the like. So I hope you found the video informative. You might have some differences of opinion, which is fair enough. You might have different experience in terms of who brings what points to you guys as in Alliance Battle Legend. And of course, you're going to have your favorite characters. So really go with whoever you really want to tier 4, because I think they're all going to probably have a pretty quick turnover in terms of longevity. I don't want to say don't do anything, because then what's the point of grinding shit? But at the same time, just be super mindful of this replacement theory. So guys, lengthy video, sorry about that, but just hope it's at least shed some light, or at least help you guys make some decisions. Thanks for watching.